theme song, Live the Cute Life, and also for the book review show.
Yes, pretty much any music in our videos is
It's
thanks to
all
Brian.
him, and he actually runs Gable's Guitar. What do you do with Gable's Guitar?
Gable's Guitar, we teach guitar lessons. I should say I teach guitar lessons.
Private guitar lessons in person?
Yes, and also worldwide on the internet via Skype.
What? So if you want to learn guitar, call this guy at his website. I'll put his information so you can contact him.
It's at gablesguitars.com.
Or CoralGablesGuitarLessons.com. One of those two works. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about a few guitars that we all own. And Pancho's building a nest over there. And you can tell us a little bit about each guitar in case people are looking to buy guitars, what you recommend.
Yes, one of the big questions I get asked, especially by first-time guitar players or beginner guitar students, is what type of guitar they should buy for their first guitar, or maybe they have a guitar that's been in their family but it's not in great shape and they want to get something that they can actually play and it's going to sound decent, but they don't want to spend too much money right off the bat, and I can't blame them. I've myself have made that mistake in the past. I've overspent and I've underspent on guitars. So I think over the years I've kind of developed a pretty good philosophy for how to buy a guitar that'll suit your needs. You know.
Awesome. I know I've walked into a store and there's like walls of guitars and you don't know where to even get started.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's start with which one? Not this one though, or
yeah. Let's put this one aside a second and let's actually talk about something here. This here is what they call a Fender Saren. Thank you, Saren.
Wait.
let's show it.
Isn't this a beauty? First of all. Not only because it's mine.
This is Andrea's guitar. It's a
Izzy?
Fender Izzy's guitar.
Okay.
It's a Fender Saren, and it's in like a mint. I think they call this surf green.
Oh.
And it's got the green body even on all sides and everything, and the green headstock, and it's pretty cool. It's got rosewood fingerboard, and it's a solid top guitar, which is one of the main features when you're looking for an affordable acoustic guitar. A lot of the really cheap ones have laminate wood for the soundboard, and
This is a no-no.
and it's not as good.
Okay.
If you can get a solid top guitar, it's a little
I
bit
didn't
better.
know I had a solid top
Yeah,
guitar.
you do. And
Good to know.
yeah, that's what kind of separates like the $99 guitars from the $200-$300 guitars. That's kind of where the
alright,
solid
okay.
tops are starting these days.
Okay. So
So-
you would recommend this as a beginner guitar?
Yeah, it's a great guitar. It's for kind of a serious beginner because it's I think this one's like $350 in that range. So
Okay.
that's more than a lot of people spend for their first guitar.
Right.
But if you really can't go wrong if you get this one. So I'll play like a little something.
Yeah.
See if it's in tune, so you can kind of hear the sound a little bit. Like it's a little bit out of tune.
Sorry. But doesn't it have a built-in tuner?
That's true.
What?
I'm so glad you mentioned that. So I won't tune it now, but you can kind of see like it's pretty decent resonance on it, So you can play it, and it's a great guitar to learn on, and it'll last you a long time. It's also great if it's like your second guitar, and you can kind of keep it, and take it to the beach and all that stuff. It's not super pricey, so.
Oh, nice. So tell me,
Yes.
since it's so beautiful, does it inspire you to practice more
Yes,
often?
yes, I was gonna say that.
Uh-huh.
I love it. And if you're gonna start something, like I recommend, like if you're gonna start working out, start anything new, like you wanna be inspired by it. I'm like, it's so cute. I'm like, I can't wait
It's
to
so
play
you
it.
can, yeah.
That's a big thing too.
Yeah.
I notice with beginner students, it's like if your guitar, I tell them get something that looks cool because then you'll really want to practice and you won't,
Yes.
you won't be able to put it down. So.
That's a great tip. All right.
Yeah. All right, so-
let's see what we got next.
Next, let's switch gears a little bit. I'll show you a different kind of acoustic guitar. This is my classical guitar, which is made by a company called Cordoba, and this is a Cordoba C9. And
Let's show it a little
oh, yeah.
bit so they
Take
can
a look.
see it.
Oh, It's really pretty.
Nice.
So this is a nylon string classical guitar.
So, okay, so tell me a little bit, what's the difference between an acoustic guitar and a classical guitar?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of people use the term acoustic guitar sort of interchangeably.
Mhm.
But I think for most people, acoustic guitar in most guitarists' minds is a steel string guitar like I just played.
Okay.
And this is a nylon string guitar, which we would call like a classical guitar.
Okay.
Because that's sort of the style that's most associated with it. Some people play folk music on these too, but it's a very different sound and a very different feel.
Okay.
The one thing that kind of doesn't come off too well on these is rock music.
Oh,
If
okay.
you want to do like acoustic rock, it kind of it doesn't really come out. It doesn't project as much. This is more for softer sounds like.
Question.
Yeah.
You mentioned these are nylon, and the one that I have are
Steel string.
Steel. Can you use nylon on my guitar?
No, that's a
Oh.
good question. The guitars are built differently. First of all, if you put nylon string guitars on a steel string guitar, it's not going to sound that good because it's not really sensitive enough to pick up the sound of the nylon strings. Also, the strings are a lot fatter, so the neck, that's why the neck of this guitar is a bit wider in this range, to account for the fatter strings and to give you space to put your fingers in. On the other side, if you were to put steel strings on a guitar like this, it's even worse because the steel string is very high tension because the string has a lot of mass. So to get it up to pitch, they really got to ratchet up the tension. And then they put a steel rod in the neck to...
So you could break your guitar.
Yeah, if you put steel strings on this guitar and you brought it up to pitch, you could tear the guitar apart.
And
yeah.
could the string hit you in the face too?
Oh, it's very dangerous.
Oh my goodness.
Terrifying. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's recap.
Alright.
Okay.
Steel strings on a classical guitar, no.
Definitely.
Definitely no. And nylon strings on an acoustic guitar. Oh, my Spanish is coming out. Not recommended, but not the end of the world.
It just
No,
won't
definitely
sound
no.
like-
He's like,
Just stop.
definitely
Yeah,
no.
just stick with it. Like, yeah, it's not a
Okay.
question of like artistic taste or sound.
Yeah.
It's just you want to stick with it and make a good decision if you're going to change the strings on your own. And actually, you probably shouldn't try to change your guitar strings on your own the first time. You should
Recommend going to like
ask your
somebody
guitar
that knows.
teacher
Yeah.
to show you, or like research. Hopefully,
Yeah.
this is what
Right.
we can help you with here. And
Uh-huh.
videos like this is to kind of give you those little bits of knowledge.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So do you want to maybe show us a little bit how
Yeah.
what it sounds differently?
Let me show you a little bit. I'm going to play this without a pick like I was playing the other guitar. I'm going to do some like little fingerstyle stuff. So this guitar it's better for things like this.
Because you do the percussion, backing.
Yeah. So, that's the
beautiful.
kind of stuff.
That sounds really
Yeah.
like quiet
Impressive.
and yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's nylon string classical guitar.
So
Oh,
price
it's a
range.
price.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this Cordova C9, this is pretty much a decent professional guitar. It goes for about $700
Oh,
to
okay.
$800. So that's about the range where real professional guitars kind of
Begin.
start. Or,
Okay.
So it's not the fanciest. I mean, there are classical guitars that sell for $30,000, and I mean, there's some pretty fancy, handmade, one of a kind that the
Okay.
real classical players play. But this is good for just general purpose stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So
All
that's
right.
that.
So then we're gonna now see the third
Yes.
and last.
This is the one I was playing in the beginning. This is kind of my baby right now. And I think I've talked to you guys about spending a lot on guitars. Like, this is the most expensive guitar I've ever bought. This is a Taylor. The brand is Taylor. They're one of the top makers of steel string acoustic guitars in the world. And this is awesome.
Should we try it a little bit?
Yeah,
Here we go. That's beautiful.
yeah.
Little knobs up here.
It has electronics in this one, just like the Sonoran does too, so that you can kind of plug it into a PA system and play for a bigger audience. This one doesn't have a tuner because I think that would be gauche. According to that's very low profile. Yeah. So, but not that I think that. Just I think it would be considered that. Anyway, so The Taylor, this is a 414 CE guitar, which is the specific model if you're interested. It has a solid spruce top, and the back and sides are also solid. They're made of a wood called Ovenkol, which is an African hardwood. So it's nice stuff, and it has nice binding that goes all the way around, like all these nice details. It actually, you know, it has this natural wood finish, and it's actually not the coolest looking guitar. You know, it's not really what I like looks-wise. I almost wanted to buy something else with maybe more of a sunburst finish or something more like rock and roll. But like this to me, it seems like a nerd's guitar. But when I played it, I had to choose the sound. You know, like when I played it, the sound is so great that you know, there's no choice. This was the best
It's
guitar.
undeniable.
Yeah.
This is the best choice. Okay.
Play something. How about like this?
Who would you recommend this guitar for?
This is definitely for serious guitar player, professional guitar players. You know, there's certain things. I mean, there's other things too. When you spend a lot, you get like a bit more playability. Actually, the guitar gets easier to play the more you spend because they have paid more attention to the little tolerances and things. So bar chords, for example, are a lot easier on this
So
guitar.
if you're a beginner and budget is not a problem, you recommend a high-end guitar because it'll help you learn quicker?
Not exactly, because the one thing you shouldn't do, you should wait a little bit, because if you buy a fancy guitar and you don't have anybody, you know, you don't know how to really treat it, you're going to make mistakes, and you'll probably, you know, not know how to maintain it, and you could do things that'll really damage it. So do that with a guitar that's very cheap, and then once you learn that, once you make all those mistakes, maybe in your first year of learning guitar, then
Get
you can
yourself
put
Get
some money
invest.
down and get something nice.
Okay.
And one thing I will say about these guitars is that they hold their value. So if you buy a guitar like this and you don't ruin it, it'll hold its value and it'll actually go up in value.
Oh,
So
wow.
they are like kind of investments. It's kind of a bummer because also they attract investors, which is kind of why they're so high priced. Like once you get above say $2,000, then there's these guitars that are made for collectors. But the good news is you don't ever need to buy those because really
If
2,000.
you're all about just playing the music, you don't have to worry about collector guitars.
How
You're not
much
going to get a
does this
better
one
sounding
go
guitar.
for?
This is a $2,000 guitar.
Ooh, I did not know
And you're not going to get a better sound no matter how much money you spend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beyond
okay.
say, you know, you could probably get a guitar that rivals this even for $800 or $900. Close, you know.
Okay.
If you really search and you find a good one. But generally these ones that are signature models and that are limited edition, those are like for collectors. So those like people who buy artwork.
Right.
So, you know, if you really are just interested in the sound, you don't have to go much higher than 1,000, maybe 2,000.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing
Yeah.
all the
All right.
insight tips.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I hope that if you're looking